There, boy army, welcome to another one on the channel. In this one, we are going to be looking at the best formations on FIFA 22 right now. There's going to be a few of the old contenders on there. I'm picking five. That is what I've got right. Yeah, I think I've got five. It's either five or six. You'll see as we go through them though. These are just the ones I've played against, played with, experimented with, seen in draft. The ones that I think right now are quite effective. This could drastically change. The game's only officially been out a day in terms of since the Ultimate Edition. Game I've been playing about a week now or something since early access. But this is just my early thoughts. I will do another updated video on this in a few weeks. The favourite formation I've got right now is the 4-2-3-1. I'll give you a glimpse of the tactics. I'm not going to go into the player instructions in depth, but this is just the general tactics I'm running for at the moment. I'm not playing it only this. This is just my default tactic, and then I use a few others in different bits. But that's what I'm running. I'll do a video on this probably by the end of this week, where I'll go into the 4-2-3-1 tactics I've got. But here you can see all the different formations. The 4-2-3-1 is always going to be a staple of FIFA gameplay for a number of reasons. I don't think we'll ever see a FIFA where the 4-2-3-1 isn't at the very least usable. The main strength you've got with it, you've got the flat back four, you've got two CDMs to protect your attack. That is always going to be really useful. It's one of these, I don't think it's a hard formation to play either. And if you're using a formation that requires top players or is just hard to play, it's obviously for a lot of people going to limit their results. So the 4-2-3-1 is very simple, lots of protection, good possession. I think the main limit with this formation is that you don't have two strikers. On my road to glory, I'm considering starting to try out a bunch of different formations, use some more fun players, not always the most meta ones. If that's something you'd be interested to see when I'm streaming, please let me know. I also have my big budget account where I've got a lot of FIFA points on, where I'll be just using more meta ones to get best results based on there. But yeah, this is the 4-2-3-1. I really enjoy it. I think if you want a solid, consistent formation, it's really good. I would say another reason why this is the best formation on the game right now is that you have four really good options for the finesse shots. They're probably going to get patched. That's probably going to be quite a difference on the game in a few weeks. I would assume the finesses are that strong in OP that they're going to get touched in early patches. But the 4-2-3-1, the Lam and Ram tucking in, they give you lots of good finesse options. The Cam, obviously, is around the edge of the box in per position, and strikers generally are going to get into good positions to hit the finesse shots. For the first formation that we think is really good on this game, it's the 4-2-3-1. The next one we're going for is the 4-4-2. You can use either one. On previous FIFAs, the way the game played, the second variation of 4-4-2 was a lot better in my opinion because the CDMs did a lot more. On this game, the centre mids do a lot more than they did before. If you want a slightly more attacking version, go with the one without CDMs. Slightly more defensive, go for the one with CDMs. The main strength you get from the 4-4-2 is it's just really well balanced. It's always going to be really well balanced because it just covers every area of the pitch. The biggest weakness is you don't have the CDM in the middle like an anchorman, and you don't have a cam between the centre mids and the strikers to link up the play. I would say on this game, where finesses are really good, it's nice to have that cam floating around the edge of the box. It's going to help with that. So it does have some weaknesses, but what I would say is that it's very well balanced. It can do a bit of everything. I really like this formation still. It's not my favourite, whereas last year it was, but I think it's got a lot of strengths about it. It's, again, like the 4-2-3-1. It's always going to be one of the better, more solid FIFA formations. I've used it quite a bit and like it this year still. Next one, 4-3-1-2. The 4-3-1-2 is a much more attacking formation. You do have to be wary on this one because what I would say is if you play a formation and do not have any width, it is going to kill you quite bad because you need width on this game to be able to break people down. The thing that's happened for FIFA over the last few years is if you don't have width, you end up just getting the defense stays in the middle compact and it's really hard to break people down. Whereas when you have width, it pulls players out and gives you more space in the middle. So with this formation, because you've got all the players in the middle in the attacking midfield, you need width from the fullbacks, which is great. You get loads of options. But then with how pace through balls are, I mean, this year I don't think it'll be quite as bad. but with how through balls are, you're going to get punished down the wings if your fullbacks are out of position. So you do have to bear that in mind. But if you want to press, get lots of good attacking options, the 4-3-1-2 is really good. It's actually my go-to defensive formation on this year's game. I really like it and think it's really effective. It's my second most attacking tactic I use. It's always going to be good at quick passing. I prefer it to the narrow because the 3 centre mids link up better than the CDM and 2 centre mids, I'd say. But you can experiment. This might also give you lots of really good finesse options. I've not used it loads because I only use it when I'm chasing a game, really. But I can imagine with all the midfielders, 2 strikers, you're going to get lots of triangles and lots of finesse options in there, so that's good. What was the next one I had? Yeah, here we go. This one's one that a lot of people are really liking this year. Not as many people used this on previous FIFAs because it just almost felt too attacking. Whereas on this year's game, it seems really good because the left forward and right forward are in great positions to hit finesse shots. You still probably want the fullbacks on balance, I'd say, to get involved, but you could try and stay back if you think the left forward and right forward are giving you enough width. Lots of attacking options having the 3 centre mids. And the way finesse shots are, it's just so set up for that. It's good for keeping the ball with 3-man midfield. The 4-3-3 you would potentially think would be good this year after not being good for years because you could get the left winger and right winger on cut inside. But even when you put them on cut inside, when you have them on cut inside and narrow width in your attack, they still don't. 4-3-3 seems really bad for me again this year still. You can use it for a bit of fun if you want, but in my opinion, when you start to get to a decent level, it's just more limited than some of the other formations. 4-3-2-1, though, debatably could be the best, most meta formation right now, to be honest. I need to experiment with it a bit more. 4-2-3-1's been my favourite, but lots of people are raving about this formation for all the reasons I've just said. And then the last one I will go to is the 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 is always going to be up there for best attacking formation in the game because you've got the cam, the 2 strikers, so you've got that attacking triangle, like the Holy Trinity in attack. You've got a left mid and right mid giving you lots of width. 2 CDMs who can play in a triangle with the cam to help you keep possession. The issue is you only got 3 defenders. Even if your left mid and right back mid are set to come back on defence, they're not fullbacks. They're going to be pushing up. It can leave you vulnerable down the sides. It can make your centre back have to go out there. Then that leaves a gap in the middle. It's really fun going forward. It's really good attack. But when I used it this year, it's the same issue as previous FIFAs where it just leaves you a bit vulnerable. It can be a bit of a liability. If you want a really good attacking formation because you're struggling to break people down, this could be it. You can maybe play a bit more pressing with it, but it does come with its weaknesses. If I had to pick the 2 best formations right now, that I'd say, if you want a more attacking one, 4-3-2-1. If you want a more balanced possession, really good for finesse one, 4-2-3-1. Those are my favourite formations so far. Could change in the next few weeks. I'll let you know if I see anything else. Appreciate you guys watching this video. As always, keep it spicy.